bring up this story from CNN. So this was this came out about 5 o'clock tonight. Gang attacks in Haiti kills 70 people, including infants. At least 70 people, including 3 infants, were killed in a gang attack in central Haiti town of Pont-Saint, the United Nations Human Rights Office said in a statement on Friday. Members of the Gangrif gang used automatic rifles to kill at least 70 people on Thursday, including 10 women and 3 infants, according to the UN. Haiti is one of the countries where there are certain authorizations that allow them to come into this country under a protected status with temporary protected status. And it is important to point out that there are a lot of countries that have instability, and it's a pathway towards asylum, right? Like if someone from Haiti were to say, well, there's very serious gang violence. Currently, most forms of asylum in the U.S. would be open to them. But I don't know that this is something that the American people feel like is a solution to this, right? Haiti will still have chaos and gang violence, but then also we are bringing in more migrants in maybe situations where the towns can't handle them. I mean, I know we've talked about Ohio a lot, but there are cities that struggle to absorb the tens of thousands of migrants that are suddenly brought to them. It's not because they don't want to help people. It's because resources are limited even here in America.
And this creates a perpetual problem, right? If we just keep saying, well, if it stays bad, just keep coming over. Mm-hmm. That just creates a very bad cycle for us. Until Haiti fixes Haiti, we're going to keep dealing with Haiti people coming over. Mm-hmm. And they're not the best of people that are coming over. We've seen that.
Are you saying they're not sending their best?
Sometimes.
You can't just absorb everyone who's in a bad spot.
Yeah, the idea that because you're from a country that has political instability or economic instability, because of that we should just take everybody that can get to our border. That's absolutely absurd. It's totally ridiculous, and it should be completely
impossible.
It's impossible. It should be totally and completely outside of the question. Like, there's no reason for the American people to say, if you can get here and you come from a place that's less fortunate than the United States, you're automatically allowed in. We have some of the most lax immigration laws, at least when it comes to people that get to the border, on the whole planet. Like, out of all of the countries, we're among the most lax. And that is a massive problem for the United States.
As someone who is very much against war, I'm going to start there, would it not be more fiscally responsible and for the safety of Americans to just invade Haiti and make it better? I'm just saying, it's a very small island. We can send maybe 5,000 troops, get it in line, and then that problem stops.
I think historically we've always meddled in Haiti's politics. I know we've overthrown some people there and installed some other people. So I don't know if getting involved with them is the best thing, but it's also a zero-sum.
Clintons would like it.
They love Haiti.
It's also a zero-sum game with all of this stuff. I'm from Chicago, as I said earlier. There's a lot of underserved African-American communities in Chicago. And because this is a zero-sum game, whatever our government does there in Chicago for the tens of thousands of migrants that have come there, and I see them every day when I go to the grocery store and Whole Foods, that's taking away from underserved communities in Chicago, which are predominantly African-American. So it's inherently racist for governments to be giving handouts to the illegal immigrants, because it's taking away from other people who are citizens and residents who need it. And so I just think that's egregious, and I just think it's shameful.
Do you think that Kamala Harris is ever going to be able to reprogram her narrative on immigration in time for the election? I mean, and I'm going to contrast it with the economy, right? So immigration and the economy are two of the biggest issues this election. Even when Harris polls better on likability, on who would you rather hang out with at the mall or whatever the question is, Trump always comes out on top with who do you think is better suited to handle the economy and handle immigration. It's always Trump among voters. She has tried to gain ground on the economy by saying, instead of inflation, saying the cost of living crisis, right? She and her team have been able to repackage certain things. Is there a way for them to successfully message on immigration, or is it too far gone?
I think it depends if the media does their job. So I think she can get away with doing what she's doing, which is using this kind of Orwellian doublespeak where she's using euphemisms for inflation and calling it, as you just said, this cost of living crisis. So it really depends if the media does their job. And oftentimes we see them lobbying assists to the Democrats. And if they keep doing it, yes, she can continue doing what she's doing with impunity and her feet won't be held to the fire. But if the media actually did her job, I think that she would find it very tough to turn it around before the election. But she's just not put under much scrutiny. And so, yes, I think she can get away with it because we don't have legitimate journalists out there.
People get their information from one or two places, right, depending on what side of the fence you lean on, or unless you're a rational person, like some of us in the room, who listen to lots of different sources. I don't see the left covering gang violence, Venezuelan gangs in Colorado. I don't see them doing these things. So they don't even know it's an issue. They don't. They don't. They may kind of see, like, there's kind of an uptick in our town in this direction, but they don't really see it. So I don't think you're going to sway any of those voters from not voting for Kamala because they don't even know it's an issue.
That's interesting because she is about to do a 60 Minutes interview. Hypothetically, I'll see it. I'll believe it when I see it. But you know, there would be opportunities for a serious journalist, to your point, to ask her more directly. Hey, this is an actual problem, and address it. If they're allowed to ask her such questions, do you guys think Kamala is going to be able to grapple with the immigration question in the next couple weeks?
I don't know that it matters, and the reason is because I think that, like, the voters that are able to be swayed, it is such a vanishingly small group of people. I don't know that they are. I don't know. I don't know. But I think that the amount of people that are, you know, that you could actually sway nowadays is such a small amount. I'm not sure what you could, you know, what is the most important thing to them. But if the polls are right and it's the economy and immigration, I don't think that Kamala Harris is in all that good of a position. But that doesn't, when you hear the actual polls of people and stuff, it's like 48-48 or whatever, which is, I mean, I can't believe that that's true, but that's what you keep hearing when you talk to people that are polling, you know.
And I'm glad you're talking about polling because it's making me think of this report that I heard earlier today, which is pointing out the fact that in addition to not being able to use Starlink or any cell phone service or whatever for getting help that they need, people impacted by hurricanes are definitely not responding to pollsters. And so the numbers that we're getting out of several major swing states right now, if there are any, are probably inaccurate because there's no way to actually sample a broad enough array of voters. And so it is a good question of what do we know about these people. And I think, to your point, the undecided voter right now, if we could figure out what they want to hear, I'm sure they would have told us.
Who even are
right?
they?
Yes.
I mean, to answer your original question, I don't think there's any way that Kamala Harris can somehow come out with a winning argument on any kind of immigration policy at this point. But like Phil said, whether that matters or not, there is such a slim, sliver of people. Like, we don't even know if they were going to throw their hat in the ring, they probably would have done it by now. So what is going to make them just decide to go and vote one way or the other? Who knows?
Which it's really interesting because she really is in an untenable position because what she's forced to do is say, I am going forward, if you elect me, I'm going to fix all of these myriad problems that we have that were created under me and Joe Biden.
Yeah.
And so it's just so, and again, the only reason she can get away with this is because the media doesn't hold her feet to the fire and say, wait, a lot of these issues are created under you and Biden, and you want us to think you're the one that's going to fix the issues that only exist because of you?
Intentionally created.
Some of them, but you, for argument's sake, you don't even need to go that far. It's just they were created under you, and you think we're going to entrust you to fix them? So I just think she's in a very hard position.
I think she is too. I think her dynamic with Biden is also one of the things playing into this. Apparently he did not take well to when during her debate with Trump, she said, well, I am clearly not Joe Biden. Apparently this really, from some sources, have said it's really gotten under his skin. And, we've seen kind of odd behavior from Joe Biden over the last couple weeks.
Yeah, didn't he put a Trump hat on?
He put on a Trump hat.
Just the past couple of weeks.
Look, but odder
Totally fine before then.
I'm amazed that we haven't seen him walking around in just a diaper.
But that's the thing. He went on vacation. He was in California for a while. He went to Delaware. He came back, Trump hat. It seems to be not talking to Kamala Harris at all. I mean, I think there is a rift within the Biden-Harris administration. It does not excuse her from the accountability. She put her name on this administration. She should answer for its failures. Thanks for watching this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to check out the live show Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. on this channel. Subscribe, and we'll see you all there.